Alright, I know this is literally the first one, but this one's gonna be a little different. Pen and Paper's origins is a topic that kind of interests me, I guess, but I don't really like the original version, honestly, like, at all. But I don't have any plans for it, so I might as well just talk about it and say it was out there, or was going to be out there, rather. First of all, this is the poster for it. I have posters planned for everything. It's pretty much the first thing that I make whenever I make a show. And you can immediately see that literally none of these characters, besides Pen and Paper, have any resemblance to anyone that's in the actual show. I really don't have anything better to talk about with the poster, so I'll just explain every character and what their whole thing was gonna be. We'll start with Overalls. He's on, like, the left of the poster, and he was going to be kind of annoying. He was kind of going to be, like, the voice of reason, I guess, but I have way too many of those characters anyway, so I kind of don't like him. Next is Pongo, I think was his name. I don't even remember. Whatever. He's probably one of my favorite designs of these 8. He was going to be, like, kind of like Crayoung, honestly. Like, really playful, kind of a bratty little kid. Not much about him, though. Iron was, like, by far the blandest of the cast. I don't think he had anything interesting going on, honestly. Disguise is probably one of the better designs here. He was kind of gonna side with Overalls on most things. He would have been more of, like, a father-type character. Maybe to Pongo, I don't really remember, but he's fine, I guess. Bowler was mad annoying. He would have been, like, Overall's best friend, but he would have talked in this, like, really raspy voice. And he's just really annoying. He wouldn't have any limbs. He'd be easy to knock over. That'd kind of be a recurring gag, I guess. But he's awful. I don't like him at all. I won't ever use him. Pincushion was one of the more interesting. I think he would have been friends with the Bubble Bath guy, but the Bubble Bath guy would have been talking to other people, and he would have been, like, jealous that he wasn't talking to him, or something like that. I'll show what I had of the episode later, but for now, he's just fine, I guess. Wow, I keep saying fine, I guess. I gotta stop doing that. Alright, second to last here is Yellow Snow. He would have been friends with Pongo. I really like the idea of just a bucket of yellow snow as one of the contestants. I might use that in something, but probably not. And finally, Bubble Bath, who I pretty much already explained. He would have just been, like, he would have been more outgoing than Pincushion, but they pretty much would have been extensions of each other. Alright, so the plot of the first episode. I only ended up scripting the first episode because I just didn't get that far. It didn't get very far. It got, like, the poster, a few seconds of animation, and that's it. But it was basically going to be, they're all chilling in, like, this generic grassland area, but then Pincushion, like, catches a virus, and then he, like, withers away and dies, but then Pen and Paper appear out of his corpse. It would have been so generic. I'm really glad I didn't go with this. And the only cool thing about it is when Pen and Paper were there, once they arrived, the grassy fields would have gone, like, red and orange and yellow and all those colors that they had. Alright, next I'm gonna talk about, like, how I even came up with Pen and Paper, which is, it sounds so, like, made up, but it really isn't. Like, I'm gonna sound so sarcastic when I talk about this, but it'll be fine, whatever. Just take my word on it. Trust, bro. Trust. Alright, so I only think the crew I had on the show and the crew I have on Icon know about this, but Icon was, like, conceptualized over a year ago. It was gonna be completely different originally. You can see in the intro that I ended up making for Icon, near the second half of the intro, you see the characters, the 10 contestants, and they all are, like, normal objects. Those were their designs from the original show. The show was canceled, like, that version, for a variety of reasons. One, I was losing motivation to work on it. 2, I didn't have Toon Squid back then, so it just looked terrible in Procreate Dreams. 3, no one was doing their lines for it. 4, I think Pen and Paper made me want to stop working on it because I was having a lot more fun with that show. And whatever, but enough talking about why it was canceled. Where did Pen and Paper come from? I just talked about them, but like, where did they come from? Why are they here? So, it was like a week before I ended up canceling the original version of Icon. And I came home very angry that no one was doing anything helping the show get released. So I was like, ooh, maybe I'll like make a new show and release it on my own. And then, oh, that'll show them or whatever. It was really stupid. But like literally every device I could have possibly been drawing on was dead. So I just like thought to myself, I guess I'm gonna have to do this on pen and paper. Yeah, this sounds like so fake. This sounds so fake, but it's not fake, honestly. And then I was like, oh, Pen and Paper, that would be a cool show with cool hosts. So I drew this sketch of the original designs of Pen and Paper, and Paper looks alright, I guess, but Pen looks awful. My second sketch pretty much hit the nail on the head. Is that hit the nail on the head with the designs. All right, and lastly, I will be showing the original footage of, well, the original version. I think it's fair that I show it. I think you guys have earned it if you've sat through me yapping for like 2 minutes, maybe. I don't know, I'm audio editing this right now. But here it is.